Hi guys, this is Breaker, and it looks like I'm back with another cast to give you guys. I'm sorry about the faded black screen that was there for the longest time, but finally, let's go ahead and introduce both players. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner as our red Terran, I give you all the uploader of this replay to the Cast It forum, the subsection of the StarCraft 2 forum. His name is Tozu. And he belongs to a clan by the name of exioN. From now on, I'll just call him Tozu for short. Who am I kidding? His name isn't even that long. And, the upper right-hand corner here, spawning as our blue Terran, his name is NWABroseidon. And from here on out, I think I'll just call him Broseidon, and that ought to do me. Now, I do want to just check something real quick. I was informed that it's possible to give... here we go. Yes, we can give health bars to damaged units, and that's about it. Okay, that's all I wanted. There we go. Now, let's see. I'm a little curious to see just how this game goes down. I'm not gonna give away too much information on just how it goes out, but of course, this is Masters level TVT we're talking about, so it's bound to be interesting, whatever it is. I'm kind of looking forward to what would happen in the event of, say, sorry, I had to adjust my microphone there for a minute. I would be more than interested to see, like, what would happen in the event that we have mostly, you know, once the 1-1-1s are over and done with, once the early game harass phase is over with, you know, just, like, what are we going to see from both sides of the map? Like, are we going to see Bio going up against, you know, Mech? Which I think would not be a bad idea. Or are we going to get to see something, you know, a little more along the lines of mech versus mech, tanks, alignment, widow mines, and, you know, the like, the such, everything else in between. But presently it looks like both players are doing a relatively similar opener. They're going for their barracks, but oh, we do actually have one gas did just finish for Broseidon. I was actually looking at the production tabs for both players. I was a little surprised I missed the gas going down for Broseidon. But I'm not too terribly shocked. No. Seems to be an interesting opener that we have coming from Broseidon already. We have one Reaper in production. And this is actually a barracks, not a factory, so I'm a little curious to see just how it's going to go down. And I say, once the 1-1-1s are over and done with, this is basically just, I don't know how to say it. It's a standard punishment from Terran. Like, it's become the standard. If your opponent is not doing a 1-1-1 opener, then it just feels like I don't know. I feel like maybe the opponent that I'm playing against, if he was Terran, would feel like he's running around naked or something along the lines of that. It's hard to say. Okay, SCV coming in here from Broseidon, and it looks like it's going to get into the main. The only question is, what kind of information is it going to get? You can see that there's basically only one barracks. Let's see. Hold on just a minute. Yes. There we go. One barracks. And that's about it in the main. There are, of course, 3 Marines out here that have the skin for... I forget what you call those guys. Bulldogs? From the campaign? From Wings of Liberty campaign, that is. Alright. Now, we do have, basically, Broseidon moving these Reapers out. He's gonna, Reapers are a little more tanky now. I mean, that goes without saying, basically. But it looks like he has successfully managed to delay his opponent's command center, and the Marines themselves actually kind of misclicked there. Ooh. But as long as we have him correctly clicking down the right unit one at a time, we will most assuredly see Tozu eventually lose a couple of Marines. It's all dependent on the combat drugs and the positioning of the Marines. Yeah, he's actually trying to pull them out one at a time. Ew! And he actually only managed to get like one volley of shots out, if you will. So I guess this is what happens when you tweak around with new settings. It looks like, Broseidon, he's just like, you know what? I don't want to try playing around with any of this foreplay crap. I actually want to go in for the kill. But it looks like, the opener that we have from Tozu is basically gearing up for a sort of mech play, if you will. There's a lot of Reapers now in production for Broseidon, and this is going to turn into a really interesting game really quickly, I think, We already have 6 Reapers altogether versus 6 Marines, 6 Reapers would easily win. But of course, 6 Marines and of course 4 of them being in bunkers would be a completely different story. And I think jumping up here would definitely be a wise decision. I'm not sure if it's possible or not for the Reapers to do that, but love to see them try. Behind this, we see Stimpak going in production. The first factory is on its way, and 4 Marines are coming out at a time for Broseidon. So basically, his what's the word I'm looking for in English? His motive right now is to actually go ahead and get his army built and start getting the essential upgrades, the all essential upgrades for them: the Marauder concussive shells, the combat armor, the Stimpak, and so on and so forth. But behind this, we actually see that our Terran, our red Terran is going for basically mass Hellions. He's going to be able to chase down a good deal of these Reapers with little to no trouble, and I'm thinking at most we'll only see 1 or 2 Hellions of the original number that he's making fall. And it looks like we have a scan coming from Tozu going down onto the main of Broseidon. So Tozu's actually suiting up for this in excellent fashion. And it looks like, ooh, never mind. We actually had Tozu trying to pull some of those Reapers back to the bunker. Looks like it didn't work. Combat drugs already kicking in on the Reapers that it did damage. And what is this? By now, you know, Broseidon must know that something's up. It's got to be, you know, it really must be that way. He knows that something's not right. He was getting chased away, and maybe he knows that, you know, deep down on the inside, his opponent was researching something like blue flames, infernal pre-igniter. Now, if there's one thing I wish I could do right now, it's basically check the amount of damage that each of these guys do. Ah, here we go. That was easy. Versus light units, but I can't check the attributes of these units. That's the biggest problem right now. I'm gonna go ahead and double click. Well, I mean, never mind. We all know that Marines are light, but Reapers, I don't know if they're light. I don't know if they're armored. I would imagine light, but I wouldn't be surprised to see they're armored because they are kind of beefy compared to the Wings of Liberty Reapers. Okay, so now we got 2 medevacs coming down here to pick up some Hellions, and the Reapers will be basically waiting in the main. Oh boy, but this is a huge bio ball moving out from Broseidon. I'm a little curious, how's this going to work out? You know, this is a game that tells a story, and what I can see coming from Broseidon in the near future is him taking down Tozu's 3rd, if not successfully managing to get a cancel on it. And it looks like he's actually moving out for that much of this phase of the game right now. Anyway, there is 1 medevac headed over here, and there's another one headed over here, trying to get a drop into the main. Just, you know, classic Wings of Liberty play. Classic Wings of Liberty fashion. And I was about to ask, is this actually Wings of Liberty? But no, it isn't, because these are some pretty beefy Reapers. I forgot. How quaint of me. But now, here we go. The 3rd is about to be under siege from medevac drops. And there is... Oh my god, he's so blind! Broseidon is completely blind to the damage that he could be inflicting right here. But at the same time, he's taking so much right here. Look at the SCV massacre that is going down here at the natural. I'm so curious, does he actually have any way of defending against that? Meanwhile, we've got a drop going down in the main of Tozu. And there is a good number of Blue Flame Hellions. The Marines stimming up, moving back to the medevacs, and then getting picked up by them. You know, I gotta wonder, how many guys actually move onto their own medevacs by accident? Is that even possible? Does that even happen? But right now, if you want to check the income, oh my god, it's non-existent for Broseidon right now. Just look at what we see from Tozu. You know, he's going to be winning this game, and he's going to be winning it by a long shot in the near future. Viking gets targeted down, and the Marines realize, okay, we got to do something. We got to do something in the Department of Economics in terms of damage in the near future. Otherwise, we're in a lot of trouble. Leftover SCV count right now, it's 8-41. Of course, both players, you know, I mean, I can tell you right now, Broseidon is desperately trying to get that count back up, but I can't see him coming back from this. Just look at how much damage has been done to him. He's got a barracks up here. Well, not he, but Tozu has a barracks up there in that direction. And looks like we have Broseidon getting ready to just drop, non-stop, stop. Oh boy, but the medevac hits ignite afterburners. It thought it was going to get shot down. Apparently, it did not. And there's still a siege tank in the main. It looks like we're going to have these guys try and drop down on him. No, we're not. Ignite afterburners is already used on this medevac, so it's already been burnt. But the question is just what's going to happen now. Basically, we have Broseidon pushing Tozu into a position where he's basically forced to, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically turtle up. Like, get the upgrades that he needs, keep his economy high. But at the same time, let's check and see just what the worker count is right now for both players. 13 for Broseidon. That's not where you want to be at this stage in the game, ladies and gents. Definitely not. Okay, so we got four Hellions waiting here to get inside a medevac. We also have a medevac going back to the main of Broseidon. And it looks like, yeah, combat shields got researched in the background, and we have another Hellion drop. And this is just the one thing that we did not want to see Broseidon have to deal with, which is even more worker kills. Look at that. That's altogether 44. I'm thinking at the peak, we may have seen just one worker alive among the 20-something workers that existed in the game, or the 40-something workers. So right now, if we check the income, we still see that there's a more than significant lead coming from Tozu. Like, that's just absurd good right there. But of course, oh my god, Broseidon's actually kind of fighting his way back into this game. Just a little bit with this medevac drop. Well, not quite a drop, but oh my god, that's got to be the world's luckiest Marine. Oh, wait, get away, run! Run, Forrest, run! And he is gone. Okay, so that Marine manages to escape from the fight with little harm done to him. Of course, peppering that command center with all kinds of damage. Let's check the army count right now. Yeah, I thought it would be something like that. I thought it would be skyrocketing a little towards the favor of Broseidon at this stage, particularly because of the fact that he has a low worker count, and most of his supply right now would be entailed within bio units, mostly the cheapest unit for Terran to commit any damage with, and that would be the Marines. Oh, but both players are just passing right by each other. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Broseidon's got to open his eyes and realize just where he is. He's going to get that motion sensor tower, and I think he's got a legitimate shot at killing off this third if he just opens his eyes and micros a little better. He's probably more focused on keeping his main forces alive, which I do not blame him for, but at the same time we have the Marines in a position that leaves them so vulnerable. These tanks unsieged and totally exposed, sieging up entirely out of position. This was kind of worthwhile for Broseidon, but at the same time, we're gonna see like huge amounts of trouble for him. Like this is just an absolute detriment to his remax time. If we just look at this right now, if we're gonna check the army supply, you know, it's only at 46 presently. Most of that's Marines, 1 or 2 of its tanks. And if we were to just, excuse me, I hit the wrong button there. If we were to just check production right now, you can make 7 Marines at a time, but his opponent still has, you know, the ability to make 4. What's the word I'm looking for? His opponent still has the ability to make 4 Hellbats at a time, and so many tanks. It's absurd, really. But if we check the income for the time being, we actually see Broseidon in a favorable position. So this game's going to carry on just a little bit longer. The problem is, I think Tozu, after he had conducted such a gratuitous massacre of workers in the early game, I think he was just completely oblivious to what kind of a lead he actually had. Scan going down on top of Broseidon. I imagine this came from Tozu. But of course, another medevac drop going down at the 3rd of our Terran. And I think, oh, this could actually go in the opposite direction of what Tozu, excuse me, yes, what Tozu wanted. But no, he actually stopped a little bit short here. He stopped at this mineral patch. And if we had seen Broseidon come all the way down here, then it would be a completely different matter. Alright, so checking workers killed. It's actually, you know, we see Broseidon in a position where he can recover, just not quite as easily. Looks like we got shots going down left and right from tanks. Ah, there we go. And it looks like this medevac's not getting away. Yes, more harass coming from Broseidon. main's going dry for both players. Actually, no, it's going to go dry a little bit later for Broseidon because of that, you know, like just the fact that he almost had 2 full mineral lines completely cleaned out. There is one thing I would love to see from Broseidon right now, and that is open his eyes and put a medevac drop or 2 on top of these tanks and basically cause them to blow themselves up, like make their own heads explode. But, and another thing is maybe, but speaking of medevac drops, that is a drop of doom headed into the main right now. I think we see him in a fairly recoverable position, but also Tozu coming back to defend wisely. But oh my god, his natural just fell. And by now, I'm sure we have Broseidon beckoning the question, okay, where is all of his income coming from? But here we go, the third is now under siege, and it looks like we're just going to have a move and stem all of his Marines into the third. Meanwhile, we still have a good deal of Marines just, you know, just putting salt in the wounds of Tozu in the main. The question is, can Tozu come back from this? I mean, he's got a seriously, you know, just absolutely huge amount of army supply. And it looks like he may be trying to do an all-in, if not trying to simply return pressure, return huge amounts of pressure at that. And I don't know. I just don't know what to make of this from this point on. We have to wait and see to really figure out where it's going. He's moving his main to the position of his third, and now we have basically Tozu moving on to what Broseidon has here. Not quite working out for him the way he wanted to. But now we also have the Hellion run by going down, and I don't know if he's going to be able to deal with this. That Hellion's getting surrounded, but it's just taking damage oh so slowly. The SCV is only doing 3D damage at a time with each attack. And now we see that basically Tozu is moving into that third. Meanwhile, Broseidon just basically trying to build up his army supply. These Marines are all within dangerously close range of the tanks, and there are no medevacs. There's actually going to be no heals here, but oh, here are the medevacs. That explains it. Okay. So, I want to say that we have basically Broseidon in a somewhat defendable position, but that's limited to an extent, and he's going to have to, he's basically going to be forced to lift up this orbital command. I don't think he's going to be able to save it. But oh my god, you know, it looks like we have the main army of Tozu basically moving into this, and we have SCVs being pulled to basically tank everything that he's got, including the first few shots, and it's just not quite working out. Broseidon, everything he's got is melting before his eyes. But we also have, you know, this hidden mining base all the way down here from Tozu, and that's basically what I think he owes his livelihood to right now. Last Marines are falling just now, and there's no units in the air. There's no Banshees. There's just nothing to shoot. There's nothing that can kill. And I think we see basically, you know, the situation for Broseidon is beyond dire. It's beyond desperate. It's just at a point where he can no longer win. But that's not going to stop him until say maybe he's lost every single Marine that is going into his opponent's main. That is to say Tozu. He's got 3 Battle Hellions that are lining up over here. It's going to take all the micro in the world from those Marines to actually deal with that. Yeah, especially now that a tank is out. By now, I think Broseidon has realized that everything that he's doing is basically totally in vain right now. Kind of the way that's similar to Marine King Prime at the GSL, I believe. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the most recent GSL, or the most previous GSL season. Yeah. I'm just waiting to see when he's going to dance those Marines, but for now we have a slowly but surely falling apart base from Broseidon. He does have, of course, an Expo down here, and SCV will spot it. Looks like we have Broseidon meticulously trying to make use of that medevac drop. I'm just a little curious as to whether or not it's going to work. I don't think it will, but yeah. Oh my god, Rambo SCV down here killing the other SCV that comes down, and this game is basically in borrowed time. There it is, the medevac drop has formally and officially been shut down. Love how badly I outplay you, then you A-move me. Heart sign. Okay. It's a little bit of Protoss mixed with Terran. Well, I guess that does it for today. If you guys liked what you saw here, then just go ahead and click on the follow button. This has been Breaker. I'll see you guys next time.